Lucy, for you, I feel like you had a very clear disparity between your two times there. I heard that in, I think, your last diary session. And I feel like this time we got to see more of the real Lucy. Was that the case, or, an evolved Lucy? What Lucy did we get this time?
I was definitely hoping for the growing Lucy.
Yeah, that's evolved Lucy.
Yeah, I really hope that was what was there. And because I felt like that person was still there before, but just not seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but definitely a bit of growth.
What do you think, didn't allow you be seen the last time? What do you think that was?
People
do you think
couldn't get past my looks.
Okay.
I think that was mostly it. Everybody just came up with the narrative that she's old, she's not the grey hair thing.
Yeah.
I think that really, but then again, I'm not in their minds. This is mostly things I read. Because by the time I changed my hair color, they were like, oh my God, she's so fine, her skin is so this. And I'm like,
you should have known.
It's the same person, what would, so just because of hair color,
But also, and this was an opinion by a few people. A lot of people felt like your friendship with Katrina really impacted your first time in the house. You think?
In a bad way or in a good way?
In a bad way. People felt like in a bad way, yeah.
She wasn't even there for that long. How is that possible?
I have no idea. It's what the people felt. It's what the audience felt.
This is why I don't give two shits about people's feelings. Because honestly, you would... I don't want to even be involved with what you're feeling or thinking, because it will mess with my mind and I'll keep thinking. So no, I don't even want to know what they were thinking. I've refused to go to check comments and all of that purposely. I don't want to know. I don't.
It's giving new me. Who this? But okay, I like that. Hi, Ike. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, sounding really mellow. I feel like we got the Ike that we kind of expected. Which was nice. I think that's what a lot of people wanted. Sometimes you're that guy who comes with the good vibes, but sometimes as well there's some chaos there. That was the plan, right? You just wanted to give us good old Ike. Was that the plan, right?
Yeah, I definitely wanted to give a different version than I have before, and basically, like a stronger character.
And how do you think you did, altogether?
I tried, Shy.
Well, I mean, you did have, quite some highlights. What's up, Shay? How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
All right, guys. So one thing is, I heard highlights a whole lot. And at some point, I started to feel like everybody was aiming to have highlights. It seemed like the essence of coming back was, to have each person to have their highlights, right? And I feel like Seyi, Ike, you guys had quite some highlights that weren't particularly in a positive light. And how has that felt for you?
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Oh my God. But how has that felt for you coming out and receiving, Shay, let me be honest, a lot of people were beckoning long before you got out of the house for you to be out of the house. I'm pretty sure now that you have come out, you've heard that. How does that make you feel?
I mean, they can have their opinions now. I mean, you got to hate they always want to hate the player, not hate the game. So, I mean, they can hate that. Well, thank you for hating. I think it kept me in the game a little bit longer. At the same time, thank you to everybody else that also wanted me in the game. I think it was the right balance. So, if people don't hate you, how else are you going to grow?
Okay. Alrighty. Now, Ike, so there was that issue with Lebaye, right? And a lot of people felt like it was distasteful. Was it you playing just a game? At the time you said you were defending someone you cared about. What was your thought at that point in time behind that action?
Definitely me, I'm always taking things to the extreme. So I just kind of went overboard. So that's the main reason I apologize about it. But me, my game was to, do as much as possible in the little time I had. So it was definitely part of the game.
Okay. All right. Prince, now back to you. Your eviction seemed like a surprise to everybody, to be honest. Seemed like Lucy knew that, it was time for her to go, but no one was particularly expecting it for you. And everybody was like, what's going on? Why did Big Brother do this? He could have given you a heads up or whatever. Now, some people are of the opinion that it was because you tend to, or you talked a bit too much about certain things, and it felt like you were giving expo. If we're gonna say it, like, do you think that could have been it? What do you think will happen there?
Our being in the house was just for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
it was in the contract that we signed.
So you knew.
You
knew that you were leaving.
Yeah, I knew.
There was a chance.
Okay.
And I knew because people had told me a couple. I think like on Friday.
Oh, he had.
Yeah, he had told me that.
Oh, okay.
Remember, we have an agreement. So before we went into the house, there was a contract between the four of us that you guys are coming in as house guests. Your time there is for 2 weeks with an option to extend based up of their discretion.
Oh, okay.
Right, but I was like, I don't want that option for me. I want 2 weeks.
Why?
I had stuff that
20 million is sweet too.
No, you don't get a chance for the money
at all, even if you stayed longer.
Initially, I was supposed to be one of the original housemates. But I turned that down. I didn't.
Why?
I had stuff that I was doing that was more important to me than 120. I'm coming for the show. Okay. So I had turned that down. I wasn't interested in coming for the show at the time. So, but when eventually when they came back to say, we would like to have you on the show for this one. This time is smaller. Do you think it's something that I could do? It coincided with a time where I had free time from work, and it was an opportunity for me to also promote the stuff that I was working on at the time. So I was like, okay, cool. 2 weeks is fine. An option to extend, no, I don't want it. 2 weeks, please get me out of the house.
Okay, because you did seem a bit surprised, and I think everyone kind of felt some pain.
I felt sad that I was leaving.
Yeah.
You know, you would prepare your mind that you want to go for 2 weeks.
But regardless,
but when you go in there, you settle, you make new friends, you're comfortable with the people that you're around, you're enjoying yourself. Because I had fun, I was enjoying myself. So when eventually dawns on you that you have to leave. Yeah. You get, so, it pinches you some way and you're like, I wish I could, stay. You get, it did cross my mind at the time when Biggie called me into the diary room, even before Sunday, to say, remember you're leaving on Sunday. Yeah. I wanted to say, can we click that clause to extend? But then I remembered everything that has set in motion on the outside was supposed to kick off on Monday. Oh. So I can't not be around. So it was basically what it is. My time was already up, and I was shocked that I came out and people felt like, it's because I did something. Yeah,
I guess people were just surprised. I think
we thought that people would be told that we're only being in the house for 2 weeks.
No, we didn't even know what was going on. So at first I'm like, this house guest issue, what's going on? Because Big Brother is not going to separate the names for no reason. There has to be some disparity. So that was that. But we're looking forward to all the things that you say you have in the works. Now, talking about your hair business, hairline, there was a comment made by Venita, right? And that obviously has sparked a lot of, talks on the outside.
What was the comment? Because
apparently she said she went to your salon and whether she didn't get a good job done, but basically she was displeased with the service, right? Mm-hmm. And people felt like she was talking down at it. If she hadn't gone there, then it's different. But for her to talk down on something that she enjoyed a service from, they didn't feel like it was a really good thing. How do you feel about that?
I feel like Venita has something that's up with her. I don't know what issues that she has.
Mm-hmm. Wait, sorry. I just want to ask. This discussion, was it with me?
I honestly don't recall the specifics. I just remember hearing her say it.
Because
but I don't know.
Was Adekule's hair service inside the house?
No, she was talking about his salon specifically. So a video even came out on Twitter where people were like, but she went to his salon. Like, what is she talking about?
You get so
did she go to
Venita frequents my salon.
Okay.
You get Venita is my friend. So coming out of the house or even going into the house and seeing the attitude that she had towards me in the house, I was taken aback because I was like, this is someone I was close with. This is someone that on the day she was going into the house, she was going into lockdown before the house. I was one of the last people she spoke to on the phone before going in. And I was like, I wish you well, everything. And so eventually coming into the house, and then I'm seeing a different attitude towards me. I was taken aback, but I was still of the opinion that I'm not going to try to confront anything inside of here. I don't know what is going on in your head, whatever demons you might be fighting with. I will allow you to fight with it. And when you come out of the house, we'll
have a conversation.
You're my guy. What's up? But then I'm coming out of the house and I'm hearing, she said this about you, said this about your bag, about your business. Ask people who have been to my salon. We give the best services. We do services that even other salons don't do. We do hair units. I give bald men hair. It's that exceptional. So I don't understand
what the issue
with.
Well,
if she has personal issues with me, she should keep it at that. And when she comes,
I don't think it's the outside hair service. I think because that discussion was with me, and I already told him. I said what she was talking about was the haircuts he gave Adekunle. You understand? Where she's like, the way Prince carries the hair is as if, he's the one that is doing the job, but that is his sister that does the hair thing. So it wasn't, but then again, unless it's somebody else, but I don't think, because she didn't really talk to anybody else about it. I was there. So that's why I'm like, no, it wasn't about his outside salon, it was about the Adekunle haircut that he gave.
And that haircut, I had to give someone a haircut in 15 minutes.
Because you charge money. You charge money, and Lush Hair was going to give you a count. I mean, what was that for it? So, at this point, she doesn't know you're a fake housemate. Don't see. So,
wait. Okay.
They don't know now.
Okay.
So, do you get? So, it's like you're getting Lush points money and you're still charging people money. I think that's where it's coming from, really.
I honestly feel it's jealousy she gets. If you think I'm doing something and I'm getting paid for it and I'm still going to make money for it, if you can, why don't you do your own?
Okay. All right. I really want to know how this discussion goes when you guys are both on the outside. Shay, what's up? How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I was asking you, Shay. Yeah. I said there was a video that we saw, and obviously, I think this video was posted after certain sensitive comments were made, which you had even apologized to Big Brother about and you had addressed. However, everyone found it really weird that, you had like a conceived video or a pre-shot video to bring out. And it started to seem like, okay, was all of this, this statements you made that caused all this commotion, were they premeditated? Was it part of a strategy? Was it just for the highlights? Because why exactly would your team or you feel the need to shoot a video before even going into the house, apologizing for things that you most likely would do? It seemed very sus and confusing. Yeah. So please, could you walk us through what that was about?
Okay, first things first. Shout out to my management, Epic guy. We both thought about it that, I'm a human being. I'm not a computer. I can't just easily switch on and switch off my emotions and be able to react. At some point in time, in a confined space, even my humanity will have to come out regardless of how much control I might have on it. And it was only right that we anticipated it, because yes, my humanity did come to the top of my sleeves and I wore it in the wrong direction. Or better still, I think it was misconstrued or was misinterpreted, because from what I found out, a lot of people just hated me as a person and everything I stood for. And it's very easy to hold on to anything that sounds negative when it comes out of that person's mouth, regardless of what the person might mean. But still, the thing is, I'm still really, I apologize for that. And the social experiment did get to me, did get to my person at the time, and I exploded. And at the same time, let the first human without sin cast the first stone, because if every man was perfect, I guess we'll all be gods. But unfortunately, if you looked around, we're all human beings still. So, that video was just pre-planned, because anybody could have made a mistake. And I think in a way, the way we shot the video, I don't know how it was edited, but it was more or less like an apology for myself on behalf of every other housemate that might also be human and express themselves the wrong way, because really, that house does get to you, especially when you're around people that do not even know when they're pushing out so much negative or toxic energies out there. And so...
I think this time around in the house, it kind of felt like everyone was gunning for toxicity, if I'm going to be honest. Did it feel that way for you?
Yes, it did. Yes, in totality. It's almost as if they came with the notion that if you're not toxic, you're not going to go far in the show. And that kind of rubbed off on a couple of others wrongly, because I don't believe toxic energy should be a way forward. I think we should find a way to detox every single system and every single process of growth, because why do you have to be insultive, or why do you have to be disrespectful in order to be tagged as a trendy character or a trendy person? I think, like I said, I'm old school. The values that were instilled in me sternly and principle-wise are different from what's going on now. I'm trying to balance the two out, but it does not mean I'm going to still like what I hate or hate what I like. It's just wrong. Toxic energy, negative energy should not be a source for growth. I think we should push it out, because when people implode or explode off these energies, is always wrong. That's when you hear people using the word depression, you hear people using the word suicide, you hear people using some unnecessary words that annoyingly these days has become as a matter of convenience for people to be.
You think that?
Yeah, some people, I don't think they know when to use the word depressed or when to use some certain words. It's convenience that they use. That's because the reason why they have to be rude is because it's a matter of convenience. At that point in time, I was just in that mood. Oh my God, yes. No, there should be, people should be able to understand when and when not to properly. Not that it's just a matter of, like I said, convenience.
Okay. I mean, then again, someone can argue that point now and say that you saying like the pressure of the house getting to you could also be seen in that light.
Yes,
but
yes.
Exactly.
That's why I still take responsibility for everything I say.
Exactly. That actually does matter the most. Guys, do you share that opinion as well? That the house kind of breeds toxicity? Is there something about how, I don't know, what exactly do you think about these toxic situations brewing from the house?
Okay, I think it's just something about enclosed spaces and people from different backgrounds, upbringing, belief systems, all of that. Very, very, very completely different people. And a number of them, some with enmity from outside, some with love and friendship from outside. Too many factors thrown into one place, and then you confine them, and then you take away certain freedoms from them. And then, there's like lots of... That's a lot. So anything you see, you collect.
Because Seyi said something, and that obviously, I don't think that's a nice way to feel, because he said like he feels like there's just a lot of hate for him. And do you feel like,
but okay, so it's possible, right? I don't know, inside the house and outside the house, there can be that, right? Because speaking from my own experience, I know that I felt that when I came out of the house for the first time, I got a lot of hate. So I was really, really careful this time the way I was treading, because I did not want a repetition of it. Yes, it took me a long time to build back up, and then over time, people were like, oh, okay, I think she's nice, she's this, she's that. Then some people, during this show, somebody said something on the show like, oh no, Lucy is really sweet and she's this and that. And everybody's coming to my page like, oh my God, so person say you're nice. So that means you must be nice and you must be kind and you must be sweet. And I'm looking at the comment, I'm like, before, like, hello, is it possible to be grumpy or sad or like the whole year round? It's not possible now. I mean, you think I don't have family and loved ones and friends and relationships and stuff? Like make it make sense.
I get that though. I get that. All right, guys.